Hello, what's up everyone, hope you're all well. So we are going to begin as usual by hiding our brows. So I'm just grabbing a glue stick and I'm literally just going to get them as flat and as smooth as possible. Next I'm grabbing some foundation. I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop and I'm literally just going to grab a blender and apply that. Then grabbing some eyeliner, I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner for this. You can also use a black face paint. I'm starting to create I suppose you could call them eyebrows. So just two curvy lines and they have little curls at the ends. By the way, all the products will be listed in the description box below. Moving on, I'm grabbing the NYX SFX Cream colours, and I'm using SFX Cream colours because they're really easy to blend. They're like oil paints, and I'm just going to grab a purple, pink and a white, and I'm just going to apply this underneath the brows that I created. So I'm creating an effect so it goes from white to pink to purple, so it transitions from light to dark, from top to bottom. And I'm using my finger to dab quite a lot so it blends really nice and smoothly. Of course, using water-based paints is absolutely fine as well, but it would just be a different technique in blending. And then for my eyelid area, I'm just literally applying some white and I'm creating a really thick wing shape. And then of course you want to repeat the exact same steps on the other side. Moving on, I'm going to grab some eyeliner. I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner for this and I'm just going to create some wings. For the nose, I'm grabbing some pink and I'm just literally creating a very little basic shape. And then I'm going to move on to the mouth and the teeth now. So grabbing some white and a brush, I'm just literally going to create the shapes of the teeth, not worrying about details at all at this point. I'm also leaving gaps in between each tooth, so this is going to help me in the next step. So I'm going to apply the teeth so it covers my real mouth, and also keep in mind that there are some fangs in there as well. And you want to create the shape so that it's creating a smile and that the shape goes towards your ears. And then grabbing some black, I'm just going to outline the shape and then create some curls on the edges as well. And then going in with some eyeliner or a face paint, I'm just going to outline each of the tooth. This is the part where you can really clean up some shapes and edges and make it really neat and tidy. And then I'm just going to create a line from my nose to the mouth and then outline the nose as well. I'm then just grabbing some white eyeliner. I'm using the NYX white eyeliner for this and I'm just going to create some lines on top of my nose, which is going to create like highlights. And then I'm also applying this underneath my eyes, so just literally two thin lines. Next, I'm grabbing the NYX Ultimate Brights eyeshadow palette, or whatever eyeshadow you may have. I'm just going to apply this around the lips area. So this is going to create some shadows and like spooky kind of vibes. I'm going in with a really fine and flat brush and I'm just going to concentrate it near to the edge. And then I'm grabbing a bigger, wider brush and I'm just feathering out and diffusing the colour. I'm applying it so that the colour doesn't actually touch the mouth and I'm leaving kind of like a 2mm gap. And I'd say you'd want to use lots of circular motions to get a nice smooth blend. And then I'm grabbing some white SFX cream colour again and I'm just going in with a brush and I'm just really gently applying the white onto the edges that I left out. I'm not doing this all the way along, I'm only doing it on some areas and I'm only applying it really softly and gently. This is going to create highlights and make the edges look raised. Next, grabbing some eyeliner, I'm going to create the lines coming from my eyes, and on the ends of the lines I'm going to create some card shapes. So hearts, spades, clubs, diamonds, all of that good stuff. And I'm also using some red as well, and this time for the red I'm using a water-based paint by Benai. You can also use a red eyeliner, that's absolutely fine. And then I'm just taking the white eyeliner and I'm just applying tiny little bits of white on the edges of some of these shapes, just to create a tiny bit of highlight and just make it pop even more. Moving on to the neck and chest, so I'm grabbing an eyebrow pencil and I'm just going to sketch out the basic shape of what I want it to be. Of course this is going to really help get it really neat and tidy and accurate. And then I'm just grabbing the same SFX colours and I'm very simply going to fill in the shapes, not worrying about detail at all at this point, just getting the really basic shapes and colours down. So unfortunately my camera died while I was filming and I didn't realise, but I have added some shadow on the neck areas and I've also added some highlight on the cat silhouette. It's very simple, it's literally just eyeshadow and I just grabbed some purple and just applied this mainly around the edges, but I haven't actually finished the shading yet anyway. I've just added these sort of mid tones, which is like purple, and then I'm going to go in with some black later, but for now I'm now concentrating on the ruffles, and this time for the ruffles I'm using a water-based paint and it's very simple. It's literally just filling in the these wiggly shapes. They kind of look like jigsaw pieces almost. And I'm just focusing and concentrating on the outer parts of the ruffles. So it's literally just two different pinks. I'm using a range of light pink to dark pink, and I'm applying the dark pink onto the deeper areas and the lighter pink onto the raised areas. Now that I have most of the pinks down, I'm just grabbing some white and I'm just going to apply this onto the raised areas. I'm grabbing a wet brush and I'm just trying my best to blend the pink into the white as smooth as possible, because I wanted to go for a slight realistic look for this part, but it doesn't have to be too perfect at this point anyway. So now that I have the kind of base colour down on the top areas of the ruffles, as you can see I'm going in with some eyeshadow and I'm just applying this on mainly around the edges and really intensifying and deepening the shadows. I'm also going in with a dark purple face paint and I'm just creating lines underneath, and this is going to create the insides of the ruffles. So of course you want to do the same on the other side, and I'm just continuing on creating the shadow. I'd say a top tip for this is don't add too much black because you can make it look too flat. And also just take your time and build it up slowly. So once you're happy with that, I'm then grabbing some eyeshadows once again, mainly black, and I'm grabbing a fine brush and I'm just going to apply this underneath the ruffles. This is going to really create the illusion that it's 3D and it's actually sitting on top of your chest. I'm then grabbing a larger brush and I'm just going to fan out the shadows that I created. So you want the black to be more intense as it goes towards the ruffles and then for it to diffuse out as it goes away. Grabbing some white eyeliner, I'm just applying this literally just like lines on the edges, and this is going to create highlights and make the entire thing pop even more, and I feel like this separates the shadow to the ruffles really well. Okay, so this is the part that was really similar to where my camera had died anyway, but I'm just grabbing a black eyeshadow now and I'm just applying this onto the neck areas, mainly around the edges of the purple sections. I'm doing this really heavy because I slightly changed my mind and decided I wanted to have black stripes rather than purple, but instead it kind of accidentally looked like a deep purple, but I actually really liked it, so it was a really good accident. And then you want to apply this black also around the cat badge and just wherever else is necessary where the shadows would hit. Grabbing some white, I'm actually using the opposite end of a brush and I'm just going to create some dots around the badge. This is going to create kind of like a beaded frame. Next, apply your contacts and lashes. This step is super important for makeup looks like this, it just completely transforms everything. And then finally, for the cherry on top of the cake, if you have a shaved side you can go ahead and shave it off and create some extra space for a canvas, I guess. And I'm going to grab the same SFX cream colours and just literally paint some mushrooms coming from my ear. So the same techniques that I was using before, you just want to paint the really base colour, and then I'm going in with some eyeshadows and creating the shadow, and then going in with some details like highlights, dots, lines and other features. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video also feel free to give it a thumbs up. Also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at gothspectrum because I've got a lot more content like this coming your way. Thank you once again and I will see you next time.